I said, "What's wrong, Harold?" He was laying in snow about knee-deep, and I got down on my knee, and I was looking at him. We was talking. And said, "Boy," he said, "Boy," I said, "Man, I'm aching and paining." I said, "Oh, what the heck's wrong?" He said, "Man, it's horrible, horrible." I said, "Well, tell you what, Harold, that ain't too bad." I said, "Tell you what I'm going to do." I said, "I'll give you a couple shots here," and I said, it'll take that pain and stuff away. You won't have to worry enough."
His words seemed to calm Harold, but Mel knew there was no way to get him off of the battlefield. And from what Mel had seen, he knew this would be the last time he would talk to his friend.
He got a little mark right back here in his hip, as big as like the old silver dollar, about something like that. And he's complaining of his stomach. And if you're just out there and got a hole in your hip, you shouldn't be complaining of your stomach killing you. So a piece of shrapnel went up through his hip right there where I got my finger, right maybe your pocket, went up through there and tore his insides out. So what are you going to do with the guy with the insides tore all up? Let him lay there and suffer for hours till somebody can get him, or he'd die in pain and misery. So I gave him enough morphine to put him to sleep. Simple as that. A heck of a thing to say, and it put a man to sleep, but I did.
I've seen stuff that a kid shouldn't see. It was bad. We was out there waiting to get in the beach, and this duck was out there coming in from a ship, taking some more troops in. And it got a direct hit right in the center of it. And you could just see everything flying. We pulled up alongside, and they told me to jump in that duck, see if I can get some dog tags or something. Man, I jumped in there, and oh my God, terrible. There wasn't one whole person in that boat. They was just tore apart. I just jumped back in my boat, and they said, "Well, you get any dog tags?" I said, "If you want dog tags, you go in and get them." I saw that, a couple months every night when I went to sleep after that. War is terrible. It is. I seen more Marines laying up on the beach. They were just, that beach was covered with dead soldiers. The Marines was covered with them. We was right next to an LST at Okinawa, and a Japanese suicide plane hit it and got sunk. I seen things that really hurt me a lot. I seen something falling over a cliff. The Japanese soldiers was telling these women that the Americans would get their kids and torture them. And here the women were throwing their kids over this cliff into the water.
I got to tell you this story, and I may tear up saying it. I was driving down the street one day, and there were two guys walking along the street. And I looked at them, and I know those guys, they're from home. This one guy, especially, Bruce Hollenby, he lived about a half a block from me, and we were good friends in high school. I went to the Navy, and I didn't see him, but I saw him there. He was a Marine, and I said, "What are you guys doing here?" He said, "Well, we're on R&R. We're about ready to go back to our unit." I said, "What can I get you? Can I get you anything?" "Well, we'd like to have a sheet. We haven't slept under a sheet in 6 months." I said, "Well, I can do that." I said, "I'll meet you after the movie tonight." The hospital always put on a movie, and we went to the movie. Usually at night, that was the entertainment. Anyway, we met at the movie, saw the movie, and I gave them a sheet. And then they said, "Well, and by the way, Robin, we're leaving first thing in the morning. We're going back to our unit." And I said, "Oh, well, that's great." I said, "When we get through this war, let's all meet in Dine Fessler." That's a drugstore that had a soda fountain. And I said, "Let's meet there and have a cold Coke after the war." And Bruce looked at me, and he said, "Robin, I'm not going to make it." I said, Bruce, don't talk like that. He says, yes, you are. He says, no, Robin, I'm not going to make it. And I looked at him and I said, well, God bless you. Shook his hand, turned around and walked off. He was killed 4 days before his 19th birthday. That's part of war. War's terrible. They shouldn't have wars. We ought to be able to figure out something not to have wars.
Let us pray that peace be now restored to the world and that God will preserve it always. These proceedings are closed.